Hello, my name is Kiara Torres, and I will be, for my lesson, I will be focusing on the U.S. History Standard 11.9.3. So, examining the Cold War and the foreign policies that the U.S. implemented during that time, especially focusing on the Truman Doctrine. And so, basically for my lesson and class structure, I would when introducing this topic, obviously I think it's important to have a PowerPoint that shows more of like a map, well, a PowerPoint with all the details, obviously, and then I would like to include a map with the influence of US and Soviet Union. I think that can help students better grasp on the influence that they had during that time, especially communism, I think, was quite um, heavy during that time. And then one thing I also would probably go into as well is the definition of democracy and the definition of communism. And obviously, I would go a little bit deep into communism, kind of showing a video of the definition and kind of the different leaders of communism. And then, so I also think a timeline is quite important when it comes to these subjects. Kind of a timeline of major events of the Cold War, I think, is also another great visual for students to have to better grasp the topic. And so, like I said, certain videos I would have during my PowerPoint. I think a video that I was seeing is that the video of the Truman Doctrine speech. So I think that would be a great video to basically show students to kind of better grasp the time and the policy of the Truman Doctrine. And I will also have a video, two videos of kind of an overview of the Cold War and an overview of communism. A channel that I know is very popular among high school is the Crash Course channel on YouTube, which is, I think, a great source for kids, for students, I should say, to kind of grasp it much better in a video in the way he explains it. And so, toward like after the talk of this subject, I think I would start going into the coup of 1953 in Iran. I think that's the best way to do that, um, after talking about Cold War and communism, and I think it's important to show how afraid um, US was of communism and the spread of communism. And so obviously it affects the coup of 1953. And so I think I will also explain the different sides to that conflict, the Britain side, the British, how they wanted more oil basically, and how the United States was more focused on the spread of communism, and that's why they got involved, and kind of also showing the side of Mossadegh, um, and how he just wanted better for his country, and showing all sides so they can also critically think which if it was necessary or not necessary. And that takes me back to the activity I'm thinking of having, is splitting students into groups of four and basically giving them all the same question of, was it necessary or was it not necessary for the US to step in, or took the basically staging a coup, was it appropriate or not appropriate, or what other way could have they gone to prevent the consequences after the coup. And again, I think it's important to also show them the consequences after the coup, which is the revolution, and kind of showing them the relationship we have today that was caused by those events that happened. And so after, them discussing, I think 4 to 5 minutes should be fine discussing, them to discuss it among themselves. After that, I think I would like to have a sort of debate again in the class. So I think one side would be they think it was necessary to stage a coup, and then the other side could be that it wasn't necessary, and then like they could also give options of what could have happened, what the other alternatives that could have been taken to prevent the relationship we have today with Iran. And then I think them debating amongst themselves is probably one of the best ways to really grasp the concept and have critical thinking um, with each other, and and that would be the end of my lesson, kind of leaving that of what could have been, was it necessary or not. So I think that would be the end of my lesson. Thank you.